Hello students, I'm your science teacher and today I'm going to start the new chapter, that is chapter 17, Forest or Lifeline. So students, if we talk about forest, so forest as a habitat gives food, shelter and protection to many life forms. So that's why forest is well known as important natural resources and the life of all animals depend on the forest directly or indirectly. So, in this chapter, students will learn about forest structure, the significance and usefulness of forest. So, firstly, we'll talk about forest. An area with high density of trees is called forest, and a forest is a system which is composed of plants, animals, and microorganisms. So, students, if we talk about the term forest, so it is derived from the Latin word that is foris, which means a place or land inhabited by uncultivated plants and wild animals, and approximately one third of Earth's land surface is covered with forest, depending on the climatic condition, soil texture, and topography of areas. And forests are of different kinds, such as tropical evergreen forest, tropical savanna, uh, temperate forest, etc. So, this forest, student, it is the habitat for a variety of living beings. Now we'll talk about the layer of the forest. See students, a typical tree forest is composed of two distinct layers, that is overstory and understory. Okay, so we'll talk about there are four major layers of the forest, that is emergent layer, canopy layer, understory layer, forest floor layer. So what is emergent layer? So student, this layer consists of only smallest trees and this layer is very sunny because it receives maximum sunlight, right? And if you talk about canopy layer system, this layer is formed by the mass of intertwined branches, twigs, leaves of tall trees and mature trees, and this layer is most productive part of trees where maximum food is produced. And many animals like birds, frogs, lizards, snakes, and many insects are found, right? Now we'll talk about understory layer. So students, this is the lower layer of the forest that is called understory, and this layer consists of bushes, shrubs and young trees that developed in shade of canopy, and the animals like birds, butterflies, frogs and snakes, squirrels are found here. Now we'll talk about forest floor layer. So student, this layer consists of all dead matter like decomposing leaf, dead trees and animals. So the dead matter releases nutrients into the soil that will be used by the plants in the forest, right? And the animals like tigers and elephants, so bugs, spiders and earthworms are found here, right? So student, the forest, so the forests are the central to all human life because they provide a diverse range of resources. So they store carbon, aid in regulating and planetary climate, right? And mitigate natural hazards such as floods. So this forest also contain roughly 90% of the world's terrestrial biodiversity. Okay, and the forest prevent floods in many ways. The forest act as a natural absorber of rainwater and allows it to seep, right? So we can say that this forest, it helps us in many ways, right? So now we'll talk about our next topic, that is crowns of a trees. So student, the tree crown is the top part of the tree which features branches, leaves and reproductive structures extending from the trunks or main stems. So the shapes of crowns are highly variable, right? So crowns of several trees in the forest make the canopy. Now here you can see the different shapes of crowns of a tree, right? So crowns of a tree comes in various shapes, so you can see here. Now we'll talk about our next topic, that is importance of forest. So students, if we talk about the importance of forest, so forest is a natural habitat for a large number of plants and animals. Forest help us maintaining the oxygen and carbon dioxide balance in the atmosphere. Forest help in bringing ground rainfall. Forest help to protect soil from erosion. So student, if we talk about the uses and importance of forest, so we can say student, the main product of forest is timber. So trees such as sal, mahogany, teak, rosewood, so they provide timber for commercial use. Now if we talk about paper, so it is manufactured from wood, right? Now, if we talk about resin, so it is obtained from the trees, is used to make paint, and the latex is used to making rubber, right? So, student, this forest it forms an important part of the water cycle. So, due to the thick vegetation, leaves add a lot of water to the atmosphere by the way of transpiration, and later undergoes condensation and comes down as rain. Understand these trees provide us many edible substances such as fruits, nuts, and spices, right? And there are many plants that are used to make medicines, like if you talk about that, and they are known as what, medicinal plant, like if you talk about neem, amla, right? So and student, they are used in making many ayurvedic medicines also, like if you talk about the cinchona, they provide quinine, the medicine for treating malaria, right? And so we can say that student, like honey, cashew, raisins, so they are important forest produce. So student, we can say that the there are this forest are useful for us in many ways, right? So these are very important, right? So that's all for today, students. I hope you all have understood. Now, the next topic we are going to discuss in our next video part. Thank you.